Audio Jungle.
So Jason, welcome to another discussion, and we're going to talk brokering, and you are one of our dynamic brokers at Broll Auction and Sales. And so how's it going for you?
Thank you for having me, Craig. Always good to have a one-on-one interaction with you and share some light. Going well. Been a good month for me in particular. Sold one property,
Wow.
as you know, and got another one which is looking good. I think we'll get some live offers on that one, hopefully. And in general, enjoying it, learning a lot from the likes of everyone in the office, particular Norman, yourself, and really interested in the game and looking forward to it.
So Jason, what are you doing differently? Because we're in a very challenging market right now, but obviously you're bringing stuff to the table that's kind of a little bit different.
That's tough to say. In particular, I'm trying all avenues. I'm doing the normal strategic brokering that I would say every broker's doing, and then I'm trying different avenues by going back to the old days, knocking on doors. I've just heard about that, but that's a few of the old brokers have said that's where they used to get a lot of business. I'm trying that avenue. For me, I'm just trying to learn and take on as much as I can and see if I can get some sales that way. It is difficult. It is a hard economy, like you said, and I'm not scared to try. I think that's what I'm benefiting on. But in general, it's going all right. It's going well.
I know that you're fundamentally a sportsman, and so how do you bring that skill to this table?
So I was in a team sport.
Yes.
So relationship building, I think it's important for me to try and get interactions with clients face to face, just based on the fact that I am used to meeting people and being around people and engaging with people. And over the phone, I would say it's not as easy. I like getting that one-on-one, or not even one-on-one, but face-to-face with people. Because I feel like that's where I'm the most beneficial and where I can offer them the most or get the most out of me in that respect.
So is it, I know people take the low road and they send the email, but your philosophy is obviously to connect belly to belly, to be with the client, the buyer or the seller. That does have impact, greater impact.
For me, it has impact. Yeah. I found if I have one meeting with you face to face, I get more out of that meeting than 30 phone calls with you over the phone.
People don't really read emails anymore. They don't read, right? They scan.
Exactly.
They don't really read. So the impact of a in-person meeting, if one can create that, is the way to go, right?
That's the hard part, like you said, creating it. But once I'm there, I'm happy and I'm comfortable and I can feel like I can do business with that person. Not all the time, generally, but I feel like my success rate is more if I can get that meeting. But it is hard to get that meeting.
Everyone has a different style, and I know how difficult it is. So how do you approach creating the objective of getting the meeting? If you had to pick up the phone and phone me, I'd say email it. So how do you bypass that barrier? Do you have a unique approach, or is it just your personality?
It's 50-50. You got to offer someone something. You got to tell them you can help them in a way,
Right.
See where they are, see if they're interested in either buying, selling, or just be there to guide them, advise them. And if they can see that you're there to maybe offer them a solution, like you said, we're here to ultimately help people, offer solutions on the problems, and then we're in business. So even if the meeting doesn't lead to me selling their property, say, or them buying a property from me, but if I can build a relationship with that person, I think we're on the right track, because down the line, you never know what will happen.
We are in a way professional psychologists, are we not? We're really listening and we're hearing
exactly
where people are at this moment. So it's how we approach those sentiments.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. We've got the knowledge of property, and we can offer them solutions and guide them in a way where maybe they didn't know that door could be unlocked in that certain way. And I think that's what we, like you say, we try and offer help
Yeah. I mean, is the solution in the individual or is it in the process of auction? Because I know that that's always a discussion. I mean,
personally, I think the auction platform is great.
yeah.
And it's a good way to go about selling your property. Just helping sellers understand that is a big factor.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets it.
Right.
But I think if you do get it and you are aware of the benefits of the auction, it's a great platform.
I mean, I spoke to Norman earlier. We spoke about hiring brokers, looking for brokers, and the quality of a broker. I mean, you've been in this business for quite some time now, and you've been successful. You are successful, and you're maintaining your success. So what would you say to those out there that were aspiring, that wanted to get into the industry?
I think you guys gave me very important advice early on. I was, like you say, I was a sportsman. I didn't know much about property. I learned everything I knew from you guys. And you guys said something very interesting, that broking is not necessarily broking, but it's relationships. And if you can mend a relationship and sustain a relationship, then you can do business in broking, in any field. I feel like you can do business wherever you see opportunity. And I would say to brokers that want to get into the game, I mean, the nice thing about property is it opens up doors into every field. I mean, you're dealing with guys that are not only, they owning businesses and they manufacturing or industrial, whatever it may be. You're meeting nice people and you're meeting successful people ultimately, who can educate you along the way. And just to brokers who want to get into the game, I mean, you could sit behind a desk and earn a 20,000 Rand salary for the next 3 years. And if you're broking and doing well, you could earn that within 1 year. So, I mean, there's opportunity out there. It's not easy, but financially you can do well in property.
I mean, I've watched you transform in the last 18 months as such. And if I had to mention to you the quality that you now are able to bring to the table is that of sensitivity. Because, I mean, people are challenged out there, buyers and sellers on different levels, and I've seen that you've been able to portray that level of sensitivity, which I think gives you your edge in when you're talking to people. And maybe that's how you're able to get that FaceTime with people, because they feel your genuineness. Do you think that's an important
Definitely. I mean, if you go out there with a pure intention or pure heart, I mean, we all know property is a sensitive topic.
Yeah.
No one wants to sell their property for something that it's not necessarily, might not be worth at the current time. I mean,
Sure.
Properties are going for 60-50% of the market value at the moment, and that's obviously a sensitive topic. So you gotta try and be sensitive to the sellers in that respect. I mean, you gotta try and make them understand why it's going for that price. If there's no upside or if there's not much potential, can we help them? Can we give them a solution in that respect? And
I mean, the platform is that of reality real estate. I mean, sellers want a result, right?
Correct.
Buyers want to control the process.
Yeah.
The platform comes together for both buyer and seller in a very profound format.
Yeah.
Once a month or at the auction. It's the moment of truth. So there is a result. Either way, there's a result that, I mean, and it's very difficult in a depressed market with conventional mechanisms to yield a result. Our process yields that result. So is that part of your selling game?
Definitely. It has to be. I mean, that's how we get our results, like you said. So it is part of our selling process and what I actually tap into and try and make people understand. So it's hard, but there is that platform and there is that opportunity of, like you said, even if it's not sold, it's a result ultimately for the seller realizing maybe there's no interest or we didn't manage to help you on your property, but there's a result. And we try and get the best out of the process. We try and make the seller and the buyer happy.
Yeah.
And I think the auction is the most transparent and best way to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Raad, thank you for joining us in this fascinating conversation about brokering and the opportunity of brokering. And coming from you, I appreciate your sentiment and your value. Jason Raad, Roll Auction and Sales.
Thank you for having me, Craig. Thank you.